Hi, I'm Tony Promiscuo, owner of Godiva Salon and artistic director, and I'd like to talk to you a little bit today about retexturizing hair. Hopefully by now you've seen our segment on conditioning and recognizing the texture of hair that you have. When it comes to retexturizing hair, my goal is to help you have the hair that you've always wanted. Everyone in the world thinks they have the absolute worst hair that there is, and it's my job to help you realize that it really isn't that bad after all. So if you're straight and you're looking for more volume, the answer to that sometimes is a condensed wave or a condensed body wave. And I realize that those got a really strong reputation, for lack of a better word, during the 80s when everything was permed and left to let dry naturally. And what we're doing today is a much softer, looser wave where we'll take a large section of hair and maybe set it on a large roller, almost the size of something you'd do a shampoo and set on. And when we do that, what we're doing is creating just movement in the hair, which blow dries very easily, provides the support you need for volume. The other way of retexturizing is when you're on the other side of the spectrum, when you have either the extra curly hair or perhaps you have wavy hair that just has a really frizzy texture on the top. And there's a number of different ways to deal with that. The most conventional way are sodium hydroxide relaxers, are cream relaxers that have been around for over 100 years. And they are the most aggressive and the most damaging, if you're not careful, chemical that we put on hair. And once you've straightened hair with sodium hydroxide, you've forever altered the structure or the texture of that hair shaft. It'll never be the same again. It's usually stick straight, and it can be a little difficult to wave if you wanted to, say, put an iron in it or something of that nature, but it will make the hair straight. The newer technology in straightening is Japanese straightening or thermal reconditioning, terms you may have used, and it uses a reducing agent that's been used for literally 100 years to perm hair or to curl hair. The beauty of it is it's the most predictable, reliable, and safest way to soften the bonds of the hair so that we can restructure them in a new shape. It's a beautiful process, and it actually returns that hair back to the same molecular structure that it had before, because it separates the amino acids in the hair and the polypeptide chains at the bonds that connect them, and when we neutralize it and oxidize it over a couple of days, those bonds actually reconnect, and it's the same structure it was before we began. There is a little reduction in the amount of bonds that reform. Some chemists have said 80%, some have said 90%, but the reduction is virtually non-detectable by most people. And it gives you a permanently straight hair texture that can be waved and curled and set, blown dry, and treated any way that you want to treat it. It's also reversible. So those are a couple of different ways to deal with extreme fine straight hair or medium straight hair, or over curly to curly frizzy hair. Other texture changes that can be made simply can be made with product. Of course, they're very temporary, but everyone in the world will tell you that their hair is either fine or it's woolly. And if it's fine, you're trying to create body. If it's woolly, you're trying to calm it down. And that's the goal with any products, and finding the right combination for those two types of hair is the most important thing that you can do. Fine hair, you want to add as much body as you can with as little product viscosity or weight as possible. With that woolly, coarse, curly hair that you're trying to calm down, you're trying to provide moisture, you're trying to provide hold, and you're trying to provide a temporary coating that will help it be a little resistant to the humidity. And in Atlanta, believe me, we have a lot of humidity. So talk to your stylist about recommendations for products and realize that it is trial and error. And basically you're fighting a battle every day when you have that extremely fine or extremely crazy woolly hair. And sometimes when you have a battle, it takes multiple weapons. Don't be afraid to experiment with products. Hopefully you can find a salon that'll work with you on product exchange if the ones that you get don't work. I hope you've enjoyed this segment on retexturizing your hair. And on behalf of Godiva Salon, thank you very much.